Hi everyone. So my dad asked me to do a video about my whole experience here in America. So I'll start off talking about my flight here. And well, it was very busy and very hectic, I guess, because at the airport in Switzerland everyone was saying goodbye and there was a lot of cries. And I didn't cry, but it was kind of hard to say goodbye to my brother and my dad. But on the plane, I mostly slept and watched a lot of movies, actually. And the food was okay, but I mean, it was good for plane food, I guess. And arriving in Chicago, I had to wait in the security office for 2 hours because my visa had a little problem. But that was kind of a bummer as a first impression of America. But the AFS people, they received me very well, and we went to a hotel where I saw my Swiss friends again. And later that night, I went on a coach bus, which took me to Minneapolis. And in Minneapolis, we arrived there at about 6 a.m. or 7, and the first thing we did is sleep because we were so exhausted from the long trip. And yeah, the next day we had a couple of hours later, we had an orientation, which we went over all the rules again and how American schools are and how American people are, and they basically told us that we should go for things we don't necessarily want to do, but it would be like we should get out of our comfort zone. That's what they told us. And yeah, that was basically the first day in America. And the next day we went bowling with the whole crew and all the AFS staff. And I had my first waffles, American waffles. It was really good. And yeah, we went bowling and then we came back, and at noon of the next day our host parents came to pick us up, and they had us land in another room, and then one AFS staff would read a little letter we had to write, and each one of us had to come out and say hi to the families and go to our host family. And I remember the look on my host parents' face because they were so impressed that I was so tall. By the way, I'm 6 foot. And they were like, they couldn't stop laughing, and I felt very uncomfortable, but it was really funny. It's a funny story. And yeah, I got a little present, so did most of the other exchange students. And then we had to drive 2.5 hours. We had to drive home. We stopped at a restaurant to get food, but yeah. And I slept again, and I couldn't stop sleeping. The other reason because why I was so tired is also the jet lag. Like 7 hours ahead is here than in my home country. And yeah, that was my first few days in America. And I remember the weather. It was really humid and hot, and I've never experienced that before in Switzerland because it's never that humid there. And it was like kind of hard to breathe, but you get used to it, and the air conditioning helped a lot too. Now about my first day in school. So I didn't expect to have a lot of new friends on the first day, but it was pretty cool because a lot of people, they're like, oh, okay, I see that you're new, so we'd like to help you. We can help. So my camera just died, sorry. I was talking about school, Um, it was, school in general was really good. I thought it was easier than in Switzerland, just because you have multiple choice tests here. Like every single class has that. And that's kind of makes it easier for me. And yeah, and the teachers are much more supportive, I think, compared to my school in Switzerland, because they, like, if you have a problem, you can just go talk to them. Not that you can't talk to the ones in Switzerland, but it's just, here they care more about your well-being, I guess. And that's what I really like about American high schools. And yeah, my fellow students are very nice. I got my really good friends towards the end of my stay here. Today I have a little more than a week left, and it's like all my exchange student friends from other talking about food. Food made me gain 20 pounds, so I guess that explains itself. I mean, we were told that everyone will gain something for sure. That's just different foods, and your body's not used to it, so yeah, I don't feel really bad about it. Thankfully you can't see it, but my friends, they gained around the same weight, maybe a little less, not quite 20 pounds. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. My favorite food here, by the way, is corn dogs and Cocoa Puffs, because I discovered it here. And oh yeah, waffles. Waffles are really good too. They're just, all my friends know that I love those two things, and yeah, everyone makes fun of me, but that's fine. I'm sure I'm gonna miss it when I go back home, but I hope to lose weight. It wasn't fun to buy all those new clothes because my pants couldn't fit anymore, my favorite ones, and they got ripped. Talking about money, it is getting pocket money every month was really easy. And the first week I was here, I opened an American bank account for my dad to put money in here, to transfer money to my account, and that worked very well. Unfortunately, I lost my wallet 2 months ago, which had a big chunk of money in it, and that was a bummer, because yeah, I can't buy a lot of stuff anymore. I had to get my card canceled and do a new one, but yeah, that was kind of a downer for money. So my dad wants me to talk about boys, but there's nothing really different about boys here, I guess. They're all the same. I don't know what to say. They're all just the same. Some are very nice, and some are just, yeah, you don't want to talk to them, but that's the same thing in Switzerland. So I was really excited to come here to meet a lot of black people. Not that it's a good thing or a bad thing to have a lot of black people around, but I was really happy or really excited for that, because getting my hair done like this is done by a lot of African Americans. And here in Duluth, Minnesota, there's basically no African Americans, which is not a lot different than from Switzerland, where I live. So that was kind of a disappointment that I couldn't meet a lot of African Americans, just because I was looking forward to meet a lot of them. But yeah, I mean, the rest of the population here is really nice, and yeah, I mean, it didn't have a big impact on me. It was just kind of a thought I had in the back of my mind to meet a lot of African Americans. So, talking about leaving soon, it is it is really hard, for sure, because you have a new life. Everyone says it's not a year in your life, it's a life in a year that you're living here. And that's so true, because you are kind of torn between two worlds and you don't really want to miss out on each one, but you have to go. You can't just be at two places at a time, so you have to go in one place. So going back home, it's gonna be so cool to see my family again and my friends. It's gonna be really hard to leave my friends here and my family here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be hard. Yeah, that's why I'm already planning to come visit, and hopefully, I'm sure we're going to stay in contact for a long time, but yeah. And yes, I would totally encourage to be an exchange student, because you learn so many new things, not only about other people or cultures, but also about yourself. You can handle situations you thought you wouldn't, or you couldn't handle, or you try new stuff you thought you would never ever do. And it is really rewarding, for sure. And my English got a lot better. It's not perfect yet, but it got a lot better, for sure. And that's what I really like about it too. Or whatever language you want to learn, you should totally go to a country where that language is spoken. And yes, that's basically it about America. Thanks for watching, and I hope you or your kids or grandkids or whoever does an exchange year, because it's a really cool thing to do, and I can surely say it was one of the best years in my life. Bye!